So I grew up in a small mining town in southern Arizona. My dad was a miner, a copper miner, and my mom was a housekeeper. But I had a brother-in-law that was actually on the police department back at that time. And just hearing his stories and the things that he would do at work, that's what originally piqued my interest. After college, I started meeting a lot of women that were in law enforcement. And just hearing their stories, and back then there weren't a lot of women on the police department, and I heard their struggles. Sometimes they had a rough time of it, but in talking to them, they really encouraged me to apply. They told me that I had the demeanor, the personality, and things like that they felt that I would thrive in this career. So that's when I decided to join.
We became partners back when it was the Walking Beat Squad. We had bicycles, so sometimes we were on the bikes and sometimes we were in our patrol cars.
We would be in the projects or in the shelter, and she would make relationships with people who lived there at the time.
Tina and I had a family that we kind of took under our wings, and they had a little girl, and we would visit them often, and to the point where one Thanksgiving, we provided them a Thanksgiving meal.
They would go check and make sure that people's welfare were taken care of. Recurring visits, taking them gifts, providing people snacks. Back then, kids would always come up and hang out with us because we were a constant there in the public housing units. And they would give the kids snacks. They would go play sports with them. They would do things that weren't necessarily required, but to serve and to help, and to be selfless. And that's just Tina's nature.
What an amazing human being, and just a wonderful person to work with. I've had the pleasure of working with Tina at all ranks. My first contacts with her were down in South Mountain Precinct, working in patrol.
Whenever you heard Tina and Debbie, those two on the radio, and they were your backup, and they were unassuming. Tina's very unassuming. She'd get out of a car and she'll kind of hang out. She's very unassuming. But you knew things were going to be okay.
My challenge has been, I'm not a big person, so I've always had to use communication more than anything. My brother-in-law that I spoke of, he was a big man, and one time he told me, "Tina, why don't you just go up to him and say, 'You better do it or else'?" And I said, "Really?" I said, "You think that's going to help me?" I said, "That's not going to do anything for me. I have to figure out different ways of getting the job done."
If you look at our organization from Chief Williams down, we have and continue to have an amazing group of very strong, intelligent women that add great value to all aspects of this mission, and Tina is one of those.
Everyone has realized that there is a place for women in policing, that it's actually important to have women officers.
So I think the biggest thing that Tina's done for women and for Hispanic women is that she doesn't necessarily wave those banners. She just goes to work every day, does her thing, works hard.
You want to work harder when you're working with Tina.
Just interacting with community, helping with situations, taking care of crime issues within those communities. Those are probably the best times that I had on this department.
My husband was a commander on the department as well, and he retired in 2018, and he would constantly say, Tina needs to promote when she was a sergeant, and then she needed to promote when she was a lieutenant, because he said, we need people like her on the department. She's very smart about the job, and she needs to keep moving up. And he didn't just say that willy-nilly about anybody, and I knew he meant it.
You would never know that she was a commander. She moves around the building, or if when she's out in public, she has a level of humility that doesn't disclose what she does for a living. But people know she cares.
She's an engaging leader. She's also going to hold you accountable, but in a way that adds value to you, adds energy to you, inspires you.
Hardworking, very dedicated to being a police officer. Very proud to wear the uniform. She's smart. She's got emotional intelligence. She's great with people. She's outgoing. She makes you feel like you've known her for a long time.
We're older now. We have gray hair. She's still the same. Still the same Tina.
She has not let the job change her outlook on how she feels about policing. It's still important to her.
Wherever you're at in your career where you have the opportunity to work with her or be around her, she leaves it better. And she makes you feel better. And I don't think she does that to try to be fake about it. That's who she is.
One of her greatest gifts is her ability to just personalize conversations, even business-related conversations. And I think that's why in this most recent mission as a commander in the Community Engagement Bureau, with everything that's gone on in 2020, she's been the perfect fit.
I'm not seeking this type of attention, but it's humbling and it's an honor.
Congratulations, Commander Tina Gonzales, on receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Women in Blue event. Tina, you've been an amazing leader on our department, and through 2020 and all of the protests, you were that voice of calm, that person on the street that really kept things together. So I'm so proud of you, and I appreciate everything that you've done, and good luck on your retirement. We are going to miss your presence. Be well.